Hello and welcome to the Middle School Gamer Book Club. What's up, guys? I just read chapters 5 through 8 of the book I Survived the Wellington Avalanche of 1910. I'm going to play Nickelodeon Wacky Racers Slime Speedway 3 while sharing my thoughts and reactions to these chapters. If you can, go ahead and read this book with me. If you're part of a literature circle or a book club, I'm going to throw some discussion questions at the end of this video so you can keep talking about the book with your friends. Alrighty, let's get started. Spoiler alert for chapters 5 through 8 coming up. Alright, let's hop into chapter 5. So this chapter starts off with Janie unsuccessfully trying to separate from the McBrides. They're the family that paid for her to have the better, upgraded ticket. They think she's a good girl. They don't know that she's a criminal smuggling diamonds. Her goal was to try to get away from them because she wants to try to lay low. But she is unsuccessful. She sticks with the McBrides. They go to hang out in the observation car where they meet a bunch of other rich dudes and a writer named Miss Wade. Oh my gosh. There's a tense moment of dramatic irony here when we hear the people in this car talking about Hammer. They're talking about his arrest. Janie is the only one that knows that she is actually affiliated with Hammer. So she's sitting there trying to play it cool, and everybody else is talking about the crime. However, we learn something important here about Frederick. Frederick is observant. He's like a little detective. He put two and two together, and he noticed that Hammer probably had a partner, and that other jewel thief is on the loose. Turns out that other jewel thief is about 5 feet from him. In chapter 6, the McBrides and Janie head back to the sleeper car, where Janie has a nice little curtained off partition in their own car. On the way, they bump into a little girl who seems to like Janie. I am making a big, bold prediction right now that this little girl is going to be important in the story. I remember how Janie helped that old lady, even though it was against Janie's best interest. I think that this little girl is going to end up in some kind of trouble, and just like Janie went out of her way to help the old lady, even though it didn't personally help Janie, Janie is going to help this little girl some way. Janie accidentally falls asleep and wakes up to the train not moving at all. She looks out of the window to see thick snowfall. And we find out that they aren't stopped because they're at the destination. No, they're not in Seattle. There's been an avalanche. Next up, Chapter 7. So at the start of Chapter 7, the train conductor ensures everyone that it's okay. He says that it wasn't actually an avalanche, but it was just a snow slide. I don't know about that. The conductor also says that the Great Northern Railway Company has a team of 300 men to shovel snow in situations like this, but they're 85 miles away. Everyone is really upset that this is going to delay the train about 12 hours. It's really bad for Janie because she's on the run from the crime lord Malvo. This delay could allow Malvo to get to her. And because of our Chapter 1 flashback, we know that this situation gets far worse for Janie. I'm concerned for Janie because even if she survives the avalanche, a violent criminal might be waiting for her. I love the way that Lauren Tarshis, our author of this book, used the tick, tick, tick in these pages. It's an example of an onomatopoeia that really represents time passing on an imaginary clock. Each time she uses the tick, 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 for me, it ramped up the tension of the scene. And our last chapter for this set of chapters, Chapter 8. So the train is stuck in a small town called Cascadia, Washington. The passengers decide it would be more fun to go to a beanery pancake house restaurant than hang out in the train. As they enter the restaurant, that little girl Violet excitedly seeks out Janie to play. The reporter, Ms. Wade, starts interviewing locals, and we get some information about communications and the storm that should make you go, So phones and communications are down all over the state. This might mean that the crime lord Malvo doesn't even know that Hammer was arrested yet. The new problem is, this storm is big and it's dangerous and it's unpredictable. Everybody just keeps saying, it's fine, it's gonna be fine, we'll dig out, it's gonna be fine. At least in this moment at the end of Chapter 8, Janie's concerns seem to go away. She's chowing down on some pancakes, she's having a good time talking to some people there. However, remember that little girl Violet? She's missing! Alright guys, we'll talk more about the book at the end of the video. Right now, I'm going to finish up this race.
I'll miss you. I knew this would work. I think you need a new bag. Mama, Papa. I'll miss you. Whee! 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 Go! Call me when it's over.
Alright, third lap, third race. I have Stimpy on me. So I picked these this set of races because I wanted to play that Ninja Turtle race at the beginning. I thought that level was pretty disappointing. It's pretty disappointing. I did like the Double Dare level though. Switching onto a bike this time is definitely a little bit different. It's more nimble. Biggest difference, leaving off of what I was saying last episode, the difference between this and Mario Kart. The biggest difference that I've noticed so far is this just seems to have a little bit more customization, and even down to the weapons. Like, this is a generic weapon pickup, but it'll give you the option sometime to choose to pick up a boost or an offensive weapon, which is a nice feature. It makes it more tactical, I think. All right, let's wrap up chapters 5 through 8 with some discussion questions. First, what's a fun or interesting memory that you have from being snowed in or stuck in a major storm? Number 2, what do you think is going to happen to Violet, that little girl? Thank you so much for checking out these chapters with me. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Next time we're doing chapters 9 through 12. I'll see you then.